The New York Jets get a win. They have 6 wins on the season. And you know what that means? Adam Gase truly is not going anywhere. I know how you feel, Jet fans. Welcome aboard, everybody, here to the Sports Talk Nation. Michael Cohen here with you for a Christmas edition of Sports Talk Nation. We're going to talk a little bit about the New York Jets and their 16-10 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then we'll also talk about, in a separate video, the Giants and this wild situation developing in the NFC East. Now, first on the Jets, that was an ugly football game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets win it, of course, 16-10, and if you just want to take a look at it on the surface, yes, it's nice from the Jets standpoint to get a win. They have 6 wins, the most wins they've had in a single season in almost 5 years. And it's nice to do it against a team that was challenging for the playoffs in Pittsburgh. Now the Steelers are pretty much on the outside looking in. Doesn't look like they're going to make it to the postseason this year. So from that standpoint on the surface, it is a nice win. But this was a weird game. This was a strange football game because it didn't feel like a win. The offense continues to struggle under the leadership and guidance of Adam Gase. Sam Darnold continues to look like a quarterback who has regressed. I know his numbers have improved slightly from where they were just a year ago, but it's just a feeling that he has taken a couple of steps back in his development this year. This is a game that if you are a Jet fan, and I know a lot of Jet fans want Adam Gase fired. Okay, I know that's a big thing for a lot of fans. They want to move on. They want a new head coach. We knew 7-8 weeks ago that this was not going to happen. That was not going to happen. When Christopher Johnson came out and said that he was going to endorse Adam Gase for the rest of this season and beyond, we knew that Adam Gase was going to come back in 2020. Yet you still see on social media that a lot of fans want Adam Gase gone. They still want him fired. You see it all over the place. But the fact is, it's not going to happen. And when the team goes out there and they play, especially defensively as well as they did yesterday, to get a 16-10 victory over a playoff team, and as the Jets have now 6 wins, as I've mentioned before, the most wins they have had in a single season since 2015, it just gives more ammunition for Christopher Johnson to say, yes, I got the right guy in his mind, and Adam Gase is not going anywhere. I think a lot of fans have to try to just accept the fact that Adam Gase is going to be here in 2020. It's going to happen. Now, is it pretty? Of course not. Is this something that, over the long term, do I think that he is going to be the guy? I have my doubts about that. The fact is, with all the stuff that was coming out over the weekend, there was rumors of a fractured locker room. That was a story that came out from Bleacher Report. There was the Instagram video by Ed Reed, who had visited the Jets training facility, took some photos hanging out with Jamal Adams, where he did a video, Ed Reed, saying that certain people are not qualified for their jobs. And a lot of people assumed that he was talking about Adam Gase. Yes, like I said, there's a lot of red flags when it comes to the Jets and when it comes to Adam Gase. We saw the situation last week where Gase and Sam Darnold were getting into it, but I don't think Christopher Johnson's going to make a move. I just don't think it's going to happen. And like I said, a game against a win against a Pittsburgh team challenging for the playoffs in the mind of Christopher Johnson is just going to push him to keep Adam Gase here. And if the Jets should get a win against Buffalo, who may be resting its starters this week as they prepare for the playoffs, and if the Jets finish at 7-9, you know he's definitely not going anywhere finishing at 7-9. At the very least, all we can do here is just kind of take a look at this game for what it is. It was a sloppy football game. The offense, again, did not look good. They looked great in the first drive, as we all saw that long, what was it, 11-play? Let me just take a look at the stats here. It was a 11-play, 75-yard drive. Darnold looked very good in the first drive of the game. Nice 23-yard touchdown pass to Robbie Anderson to give the Jets the lead at 7-0. And then the offense just kind of disappeared. It got very, very conservative that Adam Gase in his play calling. Le'Veon Bell had his moments, but really wasn't that effective. He did carry the ball 25 times, but only ran for 72 yards in the win yesterday. And for Darnold, he had a tough time. He fumbled the ball 3 times, rate only 11 completions after that first drive for Sam, and the offense only 6 first downs after that first drive for New York. So they had their issues with an ultra conservative game plan, and they didn't accomplish much at all. Granted, it was against a Pittsburgh Steelers defense that is very, very good. You gotta say the heroes of the game was this defense. Greg Williams has done an outstanding job with this unit. It's been discussed many, many times by many people how well he has done with so many pieces and different players coming into the starting lineup with all the injuries they've had. I mean, you're talking about guys like Bless Austin and Neville Hewitt, James Burgess. I mean, all these guys have been coming in and out of the rotation, and they have contributed to this football team. And yesterday, the Jets as a team were all over the quarterbacks. And look, the quarterbacks for Pittsburgh were horrible, especially Duck Hodges. And that's the thing. Why did the Pittsburgh Steelers keep starting this guy? Now, I understand that moving forward in Week 17, they're going to have no choice because of Mason Rudolph suffering a shoulder injury yesterday when he came in relief for Hodges. But why did they keep starting this guy Hodges? I just did not get it. And he threw 2 big picks yesterday in the early part of the game, and they should have taken him out after the first one. They didn't do it. He is not good at all. I mean, obviously, this is a Pittsburgh team that's dealing with plenty of issues themselves this year. The biggest, of course, being no Ben Roethlisberger here from almost the entire season. But this defense, again, like I said, they ravaged the quarterbacks yesterday. Total of 4 sacks, 10.5 tackles for loss. They forced 2 turnovers. They did an outstanding job. But really, the guy who had the best day of anybody defensively had to be Marcus May. Hodges is in the game. This is the end of the football game. Pittsburgh's down 16-10. All they need is a touchdown. They need 1 drive and a touchdown. They could probably win this game by 1 point. Puts up the ball deep into the end zone. Has a receiver against May in Washington. He has him in the end zone. Washington gets his hands on a football and can't complete the catch because Marcus May does a great job getting his hand underneath in between the ball and the grasp of Washington, knocks the ball away, and the Jets May preserves what is a 16-10 victory for the Jets in their 6th win of the year. So again, defense outstanding for the Jets. Offense leaves a lot of question marks. And really at this point, who cares what happens in Buffalo, whether the Jets win or they lose? It really is elementary at this point. They're going to be in the middle of the pack, somewhere between 10 and 15 as far as the draft pick is concerned. We'll see if they're able to draft an offensive lineman. But now all the attention now turns to Joe Douglas. What is he going to do as far as improving this offensive line, which needs improvement? And what are they going to do as far as getting another edge pass rusher and improving the secondary, especially at corner? All big questions that the Jets are going to face going into the offseason. Now, another thing is, what's going to happen with some of these star players that they have here, like Le'Veon Bell and Jamal Adams? Are they going to be traded? I know a lot of fans don't want to see those guys traded. I know a lot of fans would rather see Adam Gase get fired than see Le'Veon Bell traded. A lot of people would rather see Gase fired rather than Jamal Adams traded. They don't want Jamal Adams to leave. And I totally understand that. But it's going to be determined by the Jet front office, by Gase, by Joe Douglas, of what they're going to do with those 2 players. And who knows, maybe this upcoming week against Buffalo could be the last games for both of those guys in green and white uniforms. So be on the lookout for that. So you're talking about a Jet team. Again, there's a lot of questions. Another big question I have, again, is the quarterback. This, like I mentioned before, was an odd year for Sam Darnold. From the mono to the missing toenail, some of the inconsistent play we've seen moments of brilliance from him. We've also seen moments of struggle with him. Yesterday, for example, throwing at the triple coverage. And can the Jets help him get into a position to take a major step forward in year 3? Because you take a look at that draft class from 2 years ago now. Josh Allen has taken a big step forward with the Buffalo Bills, as they are going to be a playoff team this year. A little bit of continuity, of course, certainly helps with them, with Sean McDermott and his coaching staff working with Allen, and of course Lamar Jackson, who's going to be the MVP of the league this year, having an outstanding year in his first full season as a starter, 2nd year in the league. So for someone like a Sam Darnold, what kind of leap can he take moving forward into year 3? Will Adam Gase accept the fact that he's really not that great of a play caller? Will he give the play calling duties to somebody else moving forward next year? Probably not. But you know what? The Jet fans, you're stuck with Adam Gase for another year. They are a team that has a lot of questions. I can't sit here and say you feel great about the Jets or I feel great about the Jets moving forward. It's kind of up in the air situation as we head here towards the end of the season. So Jets get the win. Their sixth win in the year, 16-10 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nice job by the defense as they preserve the Jets' victory. And we'll see if the Jets can wrap up the season at 7-9 or 6-10 and move right along into what will be a very eventful offseason for Gang Green. Remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/OpenMicProgram, Twitter at OpenMicNJ on Twitter. And of course, remember to like and subscribe right here to the Sports Talk Nation.